Melzak Mondays. We're happy to have you back in this studio. Of course, you being here means that it is walleye season, and of course, a big one coming up on Saturday, the home opener for the Walleye, the first time they have been back inside the Huntington Center since March of 2020.
Yeah, it feels like, Dorian, it's been forever, and it kind of has been. I mean, it's going to be well over 600 days since the last time a regular season game was played at the Huntington Center, and even that last one, I still remember it like it was yesterday, that March 11th of 2020, when there was nobody in the stands. You could hear the players yelling at each other. It was in a complete empty building, and it was just an eerie feeling to do a game and then realize that that was the last game of the season, and that was it for the season. And who knew that we would not be playing any hockey until October of 2021, November actually of 2021, as it turns out.
Well, I'm sure fans would be excited regardless. Even more excited, maybe the fact that the team is off to a really good start. Of course, they start on the road for the last 2 weeks. A huge 10-1 win over Iowa last Friday night in an offensive output.
Yeah, the first ECHL team to score 10 goals in a game since October of 2019. So it's been a little while since there's been a team that has hit double figures. Matter of fact, for the Walleye, it's the first time they've hit double figures ever in a road game. If it wasn't for the goaltending on the Iowa side, it probably would have been 5 or 6-0 after a period of play. That's how dominant Toledo was. They came out, they had it really rolling. All three lines were creating energy. There wasn't a lot picked up in the other end, although Caden Fulcher was very sharp. But yeah, it was a very strong performance. And really, outside of the second period on Saturday, you could look back and go 5 out of those 6 periods were completely owned by the Toledo Walleye.
You know, you mentioned the scoring goals in bunches, and 2 players certainly did that while you were on the road. John Albert, Marcus Vela turned in back-to-back hat tricks on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, and it's only happened one other time in Toledo Walleye history. Ironically, it was the last season we played during the 2019-20 season. Shane Birchback did it himself. He had a hat trick. And then the next game, he had a hat trick as well. It's the only time it's ever happened in which we've seen hat tricks in back-to-back games for the Walleye.
Now, I know we're hyping up Saturday's home opener, but there's still 2 road games to get through, Wednesday at Indy and then Friday at Kalamazoo before the Walleye turn around and host the K-Wings. Just your thoughts on these last 2 games before the Walleye get to return home.
You know, Indianapolis is always a difficult place to play. Even though Toledo's had a lot of success there, those games are usually tight. You expect to have a really solid ball game there. And then obviously on Friday, going into Kalamazoo, the K-Wings beat Toledo to start the season. 5-2 was the final in the first game of the year. So, you know, certainly, you know, Toledo already got a chance to see how games play there in Kalamazoo. It's kind of the interesting setup there with the benches across the way from each other. It's a little different look there in Kalamazoo, and it's something that sometimes takes a little bit to get used to. So we'll see how Toledo does in their second turn there. And then, yeah, you're right, playing Kalamazoo again on Saturday. That's 3 times in the first 6 games for these 2 rivals. So a lot of hockey to be played very early on in the year. We know what Kalamazoo is like. They're a tough team to play against. It'll be an interesting weekend. And then Fort Wayne's the defending Kelly Cup champs. So you have to expect that you're going to get a good game out of them come Sunday evening.
Well, Matt, we are always happy to hear you. We are certainly excited to see you, and we are looking forward to seeing much more of you as the season progresses.